Hello. And today we'll be doing 2 looks using the absolutely beautiful BellaBeauteBar Vamp palette. I think I got this palette in about a week ago, just now finally sitting down to have time to film it. I also picked up the Ultraviolet palette in collaboration with Deandra Nicole, so I do plan on doing a look with this palette eventually as well. Beautiful purple palette, so this will probably be next on my to-do list or sometime in the future. But anywho, I think this Vamp palette is absolutely beautiful. If I remember correctly, I do believe that the names in this palette were kind of inspired by, I think it was the Vampire Diaries. Don't quote me on that. If it is, I do apologize because I'm not going to get the references because I'm really not a big TV watcher. So this palette retails for $72 and it's currently on pre-order for 4 weeks. And inside of this palette, we are getting 15 shades. We are getting 3 multi-chrome shimmers, 2 holochrome shimmers, 1 ultra metallic shimmer, 1 ultra sparkle shimmer, 1 sequin matte, and 7 buttery mattes. Again, the color story is absolutely me, especially the upper right corner with all of the red shades, but I will try to not do the same looks that I've done 20 times. I'm going to try to bounce around in this palette a little bit, but you can bet your sweet tuchus I will be playing with these absolutely beautiful red shades in here. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys on in and we will get started. All right, y'all, ignoring my brow atrocities, I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes trying to get them to work for me, but they don't want to. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive on into this absolutely gorgeous palette. I know I want to try to play with as many shades as possible. I think I'm going to play with the reds and the purples, and then tomorrow I'll probably play with like the browns and blues because I think that is just a gorgeous combination. I think to start with, I'm going to take this really beautiful violet shade right here and run this along my crease, and this is called Threshold. I was shooting myself in the foot after I tried their Poison Garden palette that I haven't tried this brand out sooner because their shadows are absolutely stunning. As I've said, indie brands do it better, and if you disagree, you're wrong. No, I'm just joking. Today is Veterans Day. When I'm filming this, we're getting ready to go to dinner so my husband can get a free meal at one of the restaurants that he really likes. So when I'm posting this, happy belated Veterans Day to any veterans out there, and thank you all for your service. My husband was in the Army for almost 7 years, and then he got medically retired in 2018. There's definitely certain aspects of military life that I miss, but I think one of the things I absolutely don't miss is how awful a lot of the movers were. Breaking furniture, losing things, that's definitely one thing I don't miss. All right, that is a beautiful purple shade. It's building up really nicely. It's not patchy at all. Some purples do have the capacity to stain, so just keep that in mind when you are using them. Personally, the staining doesn't bother me. I tend to use more opaque eyeshadow primers anyway, so any staining that I do have, it ends up being covered up. All right, and the next shade that I'm going to go in with to kind of blend that out is this beautiful kind of lilac shade right here, and this is called Predator. A little bit of kick up in the pan from both of these shades, but noticing just a little bit of fallout from the last purple shade as well, but none from this one. That personally doesn't bother me. I usually do, for the most part, I usually do my eyeshadow before I do my face anyways. But if I end up doing my face first, then I'll just lay down a little bit more setting powder so I can just kind of dust it away. All right, well, I think that those shades laid down really nicely. I think on the lid, I'm just going to do shimmers today because I know that tomorrow with the brown and blue shade, I definitely want to play with the sequin matte that's in here. So I'm going to lay down some glitter primer because I've fallen in love with this brand. I had a small fangirl moment when I saw that they restocked their Secret Garden palette. I actually wanted it the first time that they released it, and I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I think I forgot, honestly. And I saw that they restocked it, and I was so excited, and I immediately was like, add to cart, and picked it up. So I think that it's either still on pre-order, or if it's not available, if you did order it, it ships in I think 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm very excited to get that because that color story is just absolutely beautiful. All right, so I think that the first shade that I'm going to go in with is this really pretty kind of purple blue shade right here, and this is called Claudia, and I'm just going to put that on the outer corner. Y'all, their shimmers are just incredible. See what I'm saying? I swear, indie brands deserve so much recognition for the quality of their products. I think it's easier for me to justify spending more money on an indie brand just because their quality truly is absolutely incredible. I was that person, I used to kind of scoff at the price, and I'm like,
audacity.
But honestly, after trying a bunch of indie makeup, I can see why they are priced the way they are, because their quality is truly incredible. A little goes a long way, and you really do get what you pay for. Then the next shade I'm going to go in with is this really beautiful kind of multi-chrome red down here. And this is called Hello Brother. It's really beautiful. I love that next to that shade when they overlap. And then I think the last shade that I'm going to go in with is this really beautiful kind of red to green duochrome shifty shim shim right here. And this is called Undead. Hello, beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Kind of a very ethereal type of look. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, finish off the other eye, finish my face, and we'll come back and we'll finish the lower lash line together. Alrighty, went ahead and did everything else, and before I do my upper mascara, I'm going to go in with this really beautiful deep navy blue color called Lestat, and I'm just going to run that up along my upper lash line. I like to do this as my upper lash line liner just because I don't really like using gel liners or liquid liners or anything like that because I don't have enough lid space for that. Plus I really love how soft this ends up looking. And if you do have hooded eyes and you want to try this, I find that looking down into a mirror lets you get really close to your lash line. And for you lucky ducks who don't have hooded eyes and have more lid real estate, you can do this with a liner brush like this, or you can take like one of the flat brushes and kind of stamp it along your lash line as well. I just think that this gives like a really soft kind of liner look, which I like this softer look more so than I do just like a harsh black line. Yeah, so here's with, here's without. I personally really like the way that it looks. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara and then we'll decide on something for the lower lash line. All right, so I think that I'm gonna take both the purple threshold and red called Immortality and run them both along the lower lash line. But first I'm going to grab an eyeliner and I'm just going to go in with a brown eyeliner. This is by ColourPop and this is in the shade Sunnyvale. Alrighty, first I'm going to take the purple threshold shade and put that on the outer half. I'm going to take the red Immortality shade and do the inner half. I really love how that looks. All right, before I do my lower lash line mascara, I'm going to go in and add one of these shades as my inner corner highlight. So that's going to be this beautiful icy shade down here at the bottom. And this is called Skin of a Killer. And I am going to spray my brush. Put that, a little bit of that up here as well. All right, you guys, and this is the final look number one, and I love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. These shimmers in here are just absolutely top notch. The mattes were extremely pigmented, extremely blendable. Didn't have an issue with patchiness whatsoever. A little bit of fallout from the darker shades, but I think that's to be expected with most palettes in general. Very, very happy with how this turned out. I tend to find that indie makeup brands, their shimmers and foils and duochromes and metallics and what have you do tend to be just a little bit on the flakier side. And this is from brand to brand, at least in most of my indie brands. And kind of mitigate that, you can just go in with a primer if you want to. With BellaBeauteBar in particular, after playing with the Poison Garden palette a little bit more, I did do a few looks that I did not use glitter primer, and you absolutely 100% do not need glitter primer with this brand. I just do it, number one, because I have hooded eyes, and two, to kind of mitigate some of the fallout. But again, I'm extremely happy with how this look turned out. I absolutely love the way it looks, and I will see you guys tomorrow in look number 2. Hello, and we are back today for look number 2. I'm just going to prime my eyes real quick. I wanted to tell you guys though, after taking off the eyeshadow yesterday, though the shades were absolutely beautiful, I did not experience any staining. However, my face looked like a unicorn farted all over it. I had, and I still actually have, a lot of shimmer on my face at the moment. I washed my face at this point right now 3 times, and I do still have some shimmer left on my face. So that is something to be aware of. Definitely not my favorite thing in the world, but it's not the end of the world either. Going back into the palette today, like I said yesterday, I'm going to play more with kind of like the brown and the blues today, and I really would like to use the sequin matte in here as well. So this is going to be a much darker, smokier look, which is fine by me. So I think that the first shade that I'm going to go in with is, let's go ahead and be dark. I'm going to go back into this dark blue one called Lestat, and I'm going to run that in my crease. And I'm going to attempt to slowly build this up so that it doesn't get out of hand. Just taking a very little dip into the pan. I'm going to put that sequin matte on my outer corner. I'm dipping in just very, very, very lightly, but I'm pretty sure that this shade would be a lot more pigmented if you really dug your brush into the pan. Okay, the shade is building up really nicely. It's nice to see that you can, in fact, just ever so slightly dip in and build this up if you want to. The next shade that I'm going to go in with to blend that out is going to be this really beautiful kind of grayish blue down here, and this is called Eternal. The shade does have some really nice pigment to it for being a lighter shade. All right, those shades blended out and together very nicely. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab a smaller brush and I'm going to dip in to the sequin matte in here. And I'm probably going to butcher this name. This one right here has like red shimmer, and this is called Michelson. As with a lot of sequin shades, yes, I can still see the red shimmer in here, but the more that I'm kind of packing it on and blending it, the less shimmer I'm seeing. There is definitely still some of the red shimmer on here, but you wouldn't be able to see it unless you got really up close and personal. Right, that is definitely a black. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and blend that shade out a little bit, apply some glitter primer, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all, those shades practically blended themselves with absolutely minimal effort, so that's fabulous. My primer, where you be? Y'all didn't think I wasn't gonna be playing with that red shade. You are highly mistaken. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is going to be the darker metallic shim, whatever shade this is right here. And this is called Shadows, and it kind of goes back and forth between like a black, orange, red, and almost like a green. Oh, I love that. That's gorgeous. I would put that all over my entire lid with this look, but because I have to play with that red shade, I'm going to take that shade next and lay it right next to that, right here. And this is called Salvatore. This is 100% my favorite shade in this palette. Just added a little bit of that last Shadows shade back. And then the very last shade that I'm going to go in with is this really beautiful kind of like bluish shimmer right here. And this is called Daylight Rings. I'm just going to place that on the inner portion. Something I love about BellaBeauteBar is just how soft their shimmer shades are. I'll add in a little bit more of that red back in as well. But that is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. Definitely, I'm pretty sure this is one of the metallic shades. That's absolutely gorgeous. Let me add back in a little bit of that red. Alright, you guys, let me go ahead and finish off everything else, and we'll be right back to do my lower lash line. Alrighty, you guys, so I went ahead and finished everything off, and I added like a kind of mossy green in the lower waterline. And so now we're going to go in and finish off the lower lash line. And I think all I'm going to do is take this really beautiful brown shade right here called Drained. A lot of kick up in the pan with that one. All right, and now I'm just going to go back in with that lower corner Skin of a Killer shade and put that on my brow bone as well as the inner corner. Alrighty, I think I might go in with like a really dark like red or brown lip for this. So let me grab a lip liner. Alright, I went in with the ColourPop lip liner in the shade On Ice, and now I'm going to go in with the lippy stick in the shade Oh Behave.
Oh, behave.
And then just to add just a little bit more shine to it, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Crystal. I am that weird person who hates getting my applicators dirty, so I usually put stuff on the back of my hand and then I'll just dab it on. Alright, you guys, and this is the complete look number 2. This is my favorite between the two. I absolutely love the way this looks. To me, this is a very smoky, very vampy type of look, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out, especially paired with a bold lipstick. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys on out and give you guys my final thoughts and opinions on the BellaBeauteBar Vamp palette. Alright, you guys, and what are my final thoughts on this absolutely gorgeous palette? I think it's beautiful. Really love the outside packaging, love the red, and then obviously I think this color story is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely very vampy vibes. Love the shimmers in here. They're absolutely gorgeous. BellaBeauteBar's shimmer formula is top notch, and they definitely deserve all the recognition in the world for the quality of their palettes. Now, obviously this dark vampy tone is not going to be everybody's color story, but if it is, I 100% recommend this palette. Very, very happy to be adding it to my collection. I will be filming with the Ultraviolet palette soon, as well as the Secret Garden palette. Yeah, you guys, very happy to have picked this up. It is an absolutely gorgeous palette. Hey, let me know down below what your thoughts are on this palette. Did you guys like look 1, 2, none, or all? Let me know down below. Are you picking up this palette? Do you already have it? Let me know your thoughts. And thank you guys for watching another one of my videos today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do tend to upload pretty frequently throughout the week, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.